Hello Year 3, so this is Tuesday, or it should be, and we're doing maths. So the things you need to get are not the cutlery, that's something I'm going to show you, but you need your maths book, a pencil and some colours because we might be doing a mind map or you might want to use some colours to colour in some pictures. So I'm just going to move everything to one side and show you what we're going to be doing today. So when I say we're going to do fact of the day, hopefully you'll be thinking, oh yes, yesterday we learned about writing a fact of the day poster. We just made a start on 2 groups of 2, making 4. And it looked like this. We thought about socks coming in pairs, having 2 pairs of socks that make 4. And we also talked about sharing 4 sweets between me and Mrs. Davies so that we would end up with 2 sweets each, which is this sum here, 4 shared between 2 into groups. Each group will have 2 in it. That's what that means. Okay, so that was yesterday. Today, you're going to help me. I'm going to start a fact of the day in a maths book. So you're going to do this alongside me, please, and then you're going to finish it. We're just going to start it on the screen. So what's today's learning point? Today's learning point, I think for facts of the day, we're just going to write fact of the day, and then we're going to write what the fact is. So we did 2 times 2 is 4 yesterday. We're going on to 3 times 2 and what that makes today. So we're just going to add a group of 2 each day. And I am going to put today's date, which is the 12th of January 21. So our fact of the day is 3 times 2. What does 3 times 2 make? Well, I've got some cutlery here to show you because a knife and fork comes in a pair, and we're talking about pairs when we're doing the 2 times table. So there's one group of 2 bits of cutlery, a knife and fork. Here's my second group, so I've got a knife and fork 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. That's our fact of the day for yesterday. Here comes another set of cutlery. 3 times 2. How many bits of cutlery do we have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 lots of 2 makes 6. So our fact of the day is 3 times 2. What does 3 times 2 make? Well, I've got some cutlery here to show you because a knife and fork comes in a pair, and we're talking about pairs when we're doing the 2 times table. So there's one group of 2 bits of cutlery, a knife and fork. Here's my second group, so I've got a knife and fork 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. That's our fact of the day for yesterday. Here comes another set of cutlery. 3 times 2. How many bits of cutlery do we have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 lots of 2 makes 6. So back to our books and what we're writing. We started off with 3 groups of 2. I've just shown you 3 lots of 2 are equal to 6. Now, the knife and fork are quite a good example because I can easily show you that 3 lots of 2 is the same as 2 lots of 3. So if I just think about one group of 3, so if I call my forks a group of the same cutlery, there's a set of 3 things. Here's another set of 3 things. This is 2 groups of 3, which is the 3 times table. But what I'm saying to you is, if we're thinking about just this fact, if we know this fact off by heart, 3 lots of 2 makes 6, 3 times 2 is 6, we can know lots of other things at the same time. We can use this to save our thinking time. And we record it like this. 3 times 2 is 6, and 2 times 3 is also 6. And I'm just going to put a little bubble shape around my main fact of the day. And then I'm just going to show you a couple more facts, and I'm going to see if you can make your own map. So, 6 sweets. We used sweets yesterday. Mrs. Davies and I were sharing sweets. Today it's not Mrs. Davies and I. It's going to, well, if it was Mrs. Davies and I, we could say we've got 6 sweets. We want to put them in 2 groups. How many would be in each group? So I think you'll agree that me and Mrs. Davies would be quite happy if we had 3 sweets each. That would be fair. And we record this by saying 6 shared into 2 groups will have 3 things in each group. However, let's say it wasn't me and Mrs. Davies. Let's say we wanted to split the 6 sweets into 3 different groups because they're being shared this time between Albie, Stanley and Michael, who are sometimes in school together at the moment. So this is still 6 sweets, but this time we're splitting it into 3 groups. And you should be able to see very easily that in each group we've got 2 sweets. So the number sentence for that one is we've got 6 things and we're splitting them up into 3 groups this time. So it's similar to the sum up there. The number after the equal sign is how many things are in the group. The number before the equal sign is how many groups. It's a little bit confusing, but that's what it means. Yesterday we talked about how we could say that groups were tens groups. So if 3 lots of 2 make 6 and the 2s are 1s, that looks like this. But let's say they're not 1s and they're 10s. So here we've got a group and a group and a group, 3 groups. But this time each group isn't made of 2 1s, it's made of 2 10s, which is 20. 10s and 1s. And altogether we've got 60. There is this pattern with the zeros, which we will unpick another time. And also, we've got, in a similar way to when we swapped the 3 and the 2 around and still ended up with 6, now we've got 2 groups of 30, 3 10s. 2 times 3, 10s makes, it still makes 6 10s. And we start to call these mega facts. Okay, to make this a bit more interesting, so you're going to make this and add to it. You can do some drawings and you can make facts that involve hundreds. You can switch these numbers round. You could say I've got 60 things and I'm going to split them between 3 people. 60 pounds, let's say, that's a nice thing to think about, 60 pounds. I've got 60 pounds and it's my 3 children's Christmas, so each of them is going to get a £20 voucher. That would be fair, wouldn't it? And we can jazz up our facts of the day by drawing some pictures. They can just simply be blobs. There's a 2. Here's another 2. And here's another 2. That's 3 times 2. Making 6. Or we could have, think of things that come in pairs. What about a pair of eyes? So there's a pair of eyes. There's another pair of eyes, looking down this time. And there's another pair of eyes, looking a bit cross-eyed. 3 pairs of eyes, making 6 eyes altogether. So why don't you have a go at doing your own mind map today, spend about half an hour on it, and then tomorrow we'll do a proper mind map.